Okay, we're live. It looks like we've got Facebook back up and running. It says 16 out of 16. I don't know why it says that. So let me just check and see what's going on here. Hey, hippie chick. Dude, the main channel is back up, everybody. Hey, the main channel's back up on YouTube. You guys, the main channel's back up on YouTube. It was supposed to come up till the 20th. Hey, Monique. We're back. We're back on YouTube. The big channel's back. Jeff Lynn, everyone's going to come in and say, ask where I've been. All these people. Nick, feel my pain as all of the people come in from the main channel and ask where I've been. Feel my pain. Will you do that with me, bro? I can't believe the main channel's back up. And for all of you who have been wondering where I've been, I'm live on a bunch of other channels on YouTube, guys. Just search Nays Garden. You'll find all my other channels, man. You guys that have been missing me, I've been live every day, 3 times a day, sometimes more. I can't believe my main channel's up, man. Holy shit. Let me see what's going on over there. Let me go into the studio and see what they did with that strike. Maybe the week has gone up. Maybe it's been 7 days. That's what I'm assuming. 7 days since the second strike. Yeah, I still got the 2 active strikes. Son of a gun. Appeal submitted. Huh. They're letting me fucking, they're going to let me broadcast. Okay, so. That's good, man. We're back, guys. You've been dabbing alone. Monique, why don't you take a moment to go to YouTube and follow my other YouTube channels, honey? Seems like it did not show you. You did? I broadcast to, hey Roz, I broadcast to 24 channels on YouTube, guys, but I broadcast live to 6 of them. Do not mention. What is CVT? I don't know what that is, what you're trying to say, Nick. You're trying to say don't mention the pandemic? Right? I subscribe to all earlier. Monique, you got to make sure you turn notifications on. Hey, Stugatz. You got to make sure you turn notifications on every channel, and then you got to hit the bell icon on every channel. Then you have to go into your smartphone and make sure you turn on notifications for YouTube on your smartphone. That's what you got to do. Right, Nick? I got you, buddy. I'll try not to. It's hard since that's our new reality, and it's so funny how they restrict me, but okay. Hey, dude, my subscribers are up to 25,620. You know, fighting that. Fighting upwards here. Hopefully these 20 new people are going to be hardcore and know that I'm live and come in here and try to support as well. Good news about Bitcoin. It's up to 49,250 right now. That's great news. 49,250 Bitcoin. I'm sure the portfolio is looking good. You'll make sure to do so again. Yeah, make sure you do that. You know, it's I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitch. You could be following me across all these other channels. If you love the show and you don't want to miss them when one of my channels goes down, you know, consider following on across the whole board. Okay, so I just finished watching Last Action Hero with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and it's fantastic. It's a great movie. It's great every time I watch it. It never gets old, and I still catch some things in that movie that I missed. As many times as I've watched that movie, I was like, I missed that part. So, it's a really well-written movie, well shot. The special effects are hokey from time to time, but sometimes the special effects are fucking on point. But you know, they make it hokey for a reason. I think they're trying to be cutesy wootsy with some things. Beautiful sunset tonight. Up the stream and share if you appreciate the show. Oh, Nick, thank you, buddy. Thank you for asking people to share around. Harles, you want to go outside? You want to go outside, buddy? Go on. I don't think we have to worry about flies coming in now. It's a good time. We can leave the door open. What was the Axe villain's name again? His name was, that's a great question. His name was, I can't remember, man. You gotta ask me right after I watched the movie, and I can't remember his name. The Ripper? Was his name the Ripper? Was that what they called him? Ah, I got it! I got it before you typed in the Ripper, man. Yeah, the Ripper. I'm so glad I got that. I was like, dude, I think my brain is still sharp. All right, my brain is good. Let's see if I remember something that I wasn't paying attention to. And I did. No sugar, guys. It makes you smarter. I swear to you, if you stop eating sugar, the plaque in your brain melts away and your synapses work quicker and they connect more often and you have more complete thoughts and you forget less if you stop eating sugar. I promise you guys. Think of the fat that you see on somebody's face when they're overweight, and then just imagine what their brain looks like. Surrounded with plaque, like their face, like your body gets fat, your brain gets fat too. Your arteries get fat. Everything does. Your heart gets clogged down. Man, you guys stop eating sugar and you'll have, at first you'll have moments of clarity, and within a week, you're going to be able to solve shit. You'll think of things and you'll be like, oh man, why don't I try this instead? Boom. You know? You will wake up when you stop eating sugar. You've got a sugar helmet on. And as soon as you stop eating it, that sugar helmet melts away and your brain starts working again. I'm telling you, if you had asked me that 6 months ago, if I'd watched a movie, you know, one of my favorites, and somebody came in and said, what was the one guy's name in the movie? And I'd be like, I don't fucking know. Somebody tell me. And I would have known. My brain would have never recalled it. But now I know my brain's actually working better. And when he asked me, I couldn't remember. I started trying to think. The first thing that came into my mind was the character's name, his character's name. And then I was like, wait, I can remember this. My brain works again. And I thought about it. And it just fucking boom. The Ripper just popped into my brain. I couldn't even remember someone saying it in the movie. It just popped into my brain. I know some of you might think I'm full of shit. So I dare you to frickin' try no sugar for 7 days. Try the 7-day no sugar for 7-day challenge. I dare you to find out how much smarter all of you really can be. And I'm telling you, when I first stopped eating sugar, I came on my show and I told everybody it was like the movie Limitless, where you use all of your brain. Remember, I told you guys that. And I was like, I was feeling really good and whatever, blah, blah, blah. But long-term effects, guys, it doesn't stop that first week. It gets better and better. I'm telling you, I'm having conversations with people. I went down to the store today. I had a conversation with someone, and I was able to backtrack 3 levels of conversation and then go back to where we were talking 3 different times. Oh, we're going to go on an aside here. Oh, we're going to digress somewhat and talk about something else. No problem. I'm totally going to remember what we were talking about prior. And I'm going to go right back to that. Thank you, Trendy Nick. Dude, you make it so much easier when you do that for me, Nick. You have no idea. and then I don't have to be the asshole, and then you can be a cool supporter that puts that out there, and I'm not a shameless self-promoter. Nick, thank you for taking the burden off of me, brother. Thank you. You guys, look what Nick said right here. You know, it's top of the hour, but I'm going to go in for some coffee. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling like this is going to be a good show. What I want from all of you, if it's possible, if I'm not asking too much, at some point during the show, leave the show, go to YouTube, seek out my other 5 channels on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe and sign up for notifications on all 5 of those other YouTube channels. Do it tonight, please. Okay, guys? I get upset when you guys don't show up to my shows. And the last few days have been terrible attendance. Today is good because the main channel is back up and I'm celebrating. But we can avoid this in the future if you guys will just remember, at some point during the show, go to YouTube, type in Nay's Garden in the search, seek out those channels, subscribe, and, Lou, you trying to call me Nay, bro? What's up? What, I don't understand what you mean by NG. You trying to call me Nay? You understand if that's a reference to racism, I'm a racist reference, I'm going to block you, Lou. Just so you know if that's what that NG is. I don't know. Hey, Billy. Just asking. I don't want to be a douchebag right at the beginning of a show, but... Oh, NG, Nay's Garden. Oh, okay. Just call me Nay, bro. Let's keep it easy. Call me Nay. It's so much better. Let's not call me NG anymore. I don't like that. Mom. Nay's so much easier. Dude, it's so funny. Oh my god. I was down at the store today talking to some ladies down at the store. Cheer to it being back. Oh, thanks, Josh. Don't mention it. I'll try not. It's up to me, Nick. It's all on me. It's not their responsibility. I just have to not play into it when someone's trolling me along, and that's cool. So I was talking to a couple of women, right? And, you know, I'm enjoying my newfound physique, you know, and it's fun. You know, people look at me and I think they notice. And we're sitting there talking and somebody pulls up in a truck. And I see this dude get out of his truck and he's like this. I mean, you can't even believe how big this motherfucker. I'm saying, hey, look, I work out, you know, I do some things. This guy's juicing, okay? I don't care what anybody ever says to me, ever. That guy will have always been juicing. I don't care what you say. This guy was unbelievable. He was huge. And he looked at me, and he just kind of did one of those real quick. And I think he could see that I was trying. And I think he was like to himself, he's like, right on, buddy. You keep going, man. You'll get there one day. Dude, my muscles all just kind of shriveled up. It was so funny. I was like, hi. I was like, dude, respect. And guys that were jacked, I never gave a fuck before, dude. I never had any respect for at all. Not at all. And now that I know how fucking hard it is to do, And to see the little results you get for all the work you put in, dude, I got a lot more respect for these motherfuckers. When I see a dude that's jacked like that, I'm like, dude, you are like a king. You realize that? You're like a fucking king. There are so many lazy guys out there. So many lazy guys. When you see somebody who you know that motherfucker ain't lazy, dude, this dude's bigger than Joe Rogan. You know, Joe Rogan's a big motherfucker. He's got the goddams. He's got all that shit. This dude was like twice the size of Joe Rogan. So imagine Joe Rogan on steroids and then twice as big. This dude was a fucking creature. Like from another planet. And it inspired me. You know, I'm just like, dude, I will never be like that. I will never be huge like that. But, hey man, maybe work towards it a little bit more, you know, just to see what somebody else has done. It was just kind of inspired me. So I come home, right? And I turn on Schwarzenegger at Last Action Hero, and I'm watching. And at one point during the movie, I can't remember which scene it was, he does something with his arm, you know, physical, whatever, and you could see his fucking bicep, you know, Schwarzenegger's bicep, which is indescribable if you're used to just looking at muscular people. You know, then you look at Schwarzenegger and you're like, I don't even know how to put that into words, right? And I realized, I looked down at my arm, and I was comparing my arm to Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I caught myself doing it. And I was like, oh, you are so silly, you silly little wee man. What are you doing, man? What are you doing? I got such a kick out of it, man. I was like, dude, you ain't like that. What are you fucking doing, bro? Joe Rogan doesn't think Biden got... Yeah, dude, yeah. Let's not talk about that real one, okay? Let's not discuss the pandemic at all on this show. No pandemic discussion. Just try not to lead me in that direction, all right, buddy? But I will say this. Real one. Number one, you do not speak for Joe Rogan. Number two, you didn't listen to what he said. Number three, you're a fucking liar. So go back and listen to what Joe Rogan said and then come back and reword it, okay? Because you just fucking lied to everybody about Joe Rogan. And I don't appreciate that. You know, he looks bad enough on his own. I don't need somebody else coming in here and misrepresenting the facts to make him look worse. I named my dog Rogan, okay? If you want to come in here and talk shit about Joe Rogan, get it right. There's plenty of shit to talk about Joe Rogan, man. But don't lie to me. You know, don't fucking spit on my face and tell me it's fucking raining. You've invested in Shiba Inu. Right on, Jacob Ravel. Jacob Ravel! Congratulations. I'm proud of you. Good call on that. Crypto is a great investment. Billy, well then you can go now. 74 still works elephants. HGH. No, I don't want anything. I'm really happy with my results. I don't want to look like that guy. That guy, dude, that guy was, I mean, I have no desire. I don't even want to look like, dude, I don't even want to look like Joe Rogan. You know, I don't want to look like that. That's not me. It's not my personality. It doesn't fit me. I want to get rid of the bitch tits. Totally. I don't want fucking flab on my fucking pecs. I want to get rid of the love handles. And I want to be able to fucking beat your ass if you talk shit to me. That's it. That's it. That's where I stop. You know, when I got elbows of fucking fury and steel, and I don't have to worry about somebody coming up on me without getting knocked the fuck out, I think I'll be happy. That's where I want to be. You know? I want to be able to protect motherfuckers. I want to be able to protect myself. If I do find myself in a situation where I am marching down the road and some shit breaks out, I want to be on top. You know? And when that fucking video goes viral, I want everybody to go, look at that crazy long-haired motherfucker whipping everybody's ass. That's where I want to be. I want to feel confident that I can protect myself physically. I don't need to look at that dude. dude could have taken out 10 guys. That dude today could have taken out 10 guys with one hand tied behind his back. You can't even imagine what the amount of power that this motherfucker must have in his body. Dude, I I felt so small when this guy walked up the steps next to me. He must have been close to 6 feet tall, you know? And he was just as wide. I swear, man, and he was a really nice guy, too. He was nice. He knew the ladies that I was talking to, and he gave them a nice smile. I smiled back at him, and he looked at me like that, and then he gave me he managed a little grin at me. Dude, guys are so fucking, it's like, you know? Yeah, I got it going on, I guess. It's cool. I got long hair and a beard. And over here, where we live, beards are fucking the in-fashion thing. Guys with beards are, you know, they're the goats of the mountain. But, dude, that motherfucker, dude. You know, he walks, the ground shakes. And, I just don't want to be there. You know, it's just not me. I like being self-confident. I like having that self-confidence, and I like not having body shame anymore. That's where I want to go. No more body shame. That's it. No more body shame, and I will beat your fucking ass if you talk shit to me or Iceman. I will beat your ass. And he will sit back there and laugh and laugh and laugh while I do it. He'll be like, oh, you fucked with Nay, huh, bro? You would? You catch an elbow to your fucking mouth? Maybe. No! No! I'm gonna ugly cry! Ah! You can't be leaving, Ice. I'm gonna ugly cry. I've never tried that one before. I think I'm gonna use that one all the time. I like it. Ugly cry. Withdrawal abuse. I don't know what that is. Oh. Yeah. No. I don't need that, man. I don't need that. Look. That's what a goddamn bulldozer is for. You know, that's what a winch is for. You know? I don't need to be Trendy Nay the human winch. But I do need to be able to survive in a rough situation. Even if it's just, I'm out hiking somewhere and I break up my ankle. You know, I gotta try to fucking crawl back, you know, to my house or something. I found myself pretty far away from the home before where if something horrible had happened to me, I wouldn't be able to get back if I was injured. So, you know, you try not to wander so far, and you realize this is real life, and people die like that. And not everybody goes out wandering through the woods all the time, you know, and you're taking a risk. That's why when I saw that girl that was a little crazy, that when she disappeared 3 months ago, I'm like, dude, she ain't going to show up. She's gone forever. And then Billy said, the sand will literally cover you up in minutes out there. I didn't know that. I just assumed it. Before he even told me that, I said, she's under the sand, I'm sure. And he said, yeah, it happens in minutes. Oh, well, sure. She's there, man. She died out there. So sad. And that could be me. It could be you. It could be any of us. The elements, man. The wilderness. We think that we are gonna live. We think we're gonna make it through anything, man. We think we are bulletproof. And then we're out on a fucking hiking trail, and there's a fucking mama bear. And she's got her cubs with her. And then you're dead. And then no one ever hears from you ever again. And no one knows what happened to you. So, you know, you can't just go wandering around, man. And if you are a hiker like me, get physically fit. Always have your cell phone charged. You know, make sure you don't go places where you don't get signal. And don't go down into caves, and don't go down into places that, you know, crevices and mines, dangerous places like that. Your voice, your screams will go unheard. You know, if Mark is up on his mountain and he's screaming for me, I will not hear him. He is so fucking far away. And it's altitude that separates us. You know, as far as distances, it's not really that far as a bird flies. But you've got trees and mountains and valleys in between us. And there's no sound. The sound doesn't penetrate those things. You know, I can barely hear gunshots. fucking a half mile away. Barely. You know, pop, pop, pop. And I'm like, is that gunshots? You know, keep listening, and you'll count the goddamn bullets in the clip, and then you'll realize it's a gun. You know? No, Josh, I didn't see that video. That's crazy. He warned it. It's like, stay away from me. I've got a gun. Yeah, Mark has got a mountain lion kind of stalking him right now, and he's asking for trouble because he's putting food out. He's crazy. And I told him, dude, you come up on a rattlesnake out here, bro. Easy. He's already been bit once by a rattlesnake. And he almost died from that. He almost didn't make... He drove himself to the emergency room. He almost didn't make it. So, you guys... I know that most of you don't live in dangerous situations. You don't live in dangerous places, for the most part. You know, the city, downtown, whatever. Yeah, it can be dangerous. Other people are dangerous. But most of you probably aren't rural. You know, most of you probably aren't, hikers or things like that. But let me hear from some of you guys, if you do find yourselves out on the lake, out hiking, going out to the beach, going to places where there are predators, and I don't mean humans. I mean, are you swimming in an ocean where there are sharks? Are you hiking where there are known mountain lion attacks or bears? I'm just kind of curious how many of you like to get out there, and do what I like to do. So let me hear from you in the chat if that's something that you're into, and let me hear some of your stories. I'd love if a cougar stalked me. As you know, I used to let tigers tackle me for $200 a week. Yeah, but bro, their claws weren't out too much, were they? They were tame animals. They weren't trying to eat you. Suburbs. Eddie. Hey, Eddie, what's up, buddy? Haven't seen you in forevs, yo. Sweet Lou. If Nay's arm got wedged between rocks, could he cut off his own arm to free himself? No. I thought about that before. I was like, I don't think I could do it, man. That guy is a goddamn fucking hero. He's the guy that did that. I won't watch that fucking movie, number one. When that movie came out, I go, no, I ain't watching that movie. Do you know the movie where the two divers get stranded out in the ocean, where they're diving and then their boat takes off on them and leaves them out there? I can't watch a movie like that. No, I can't watch that shit. Isn't that funny? I won't watch that movie where that guy gets pinned under that rock and has to cut his own arm off. I know what happens. I'm cool with the violence and all that shit. It's the situation itself that horrifies me. And just putting myself in that situation mentally causes me too much distress to enjoy a motion picture covering that sort of thing. I want to cuddle a lion, but for real? Roll, baby, good. I'm a toiga. You settle for a toiga? A mountain lion can be overpowered, about the size of a German shepherd. And no, you can't tame a tiger. You just have to avoid claws and teeth. Catch a tiger by the tail, huh? Yeah, lol. I agree. Insane beyond words. I was super sick and missed 2 weeks of work. I've missed y'all. We missed you too, Eddie. Did you get COVID, bro? Kendra, I can't either. Kendra, I love your fucking name. Kendra Ivy. Oh my god, who the fuck are you, Kendra, walking into my life? Trendy Nick, middle of the ocean freaks me out. Big cats are not domestic animals, so they can't be tamed. Jacob, right on, Nate. Trendy Nick, anything else, I'm fine. Yeah, Saw, the movie, it was crazy, but a good movie. Now, see, Saw is something I can watch. I can watch another person do bad things to another person. No problem. Torture, whatever. I don't give a fuck. But when somebody is out hiking and they get trapped somewhere and they got to cut their own arm off, it's hitting way too close to fucking my arm. You know? Ah! Oh, man. That is just, wow. I'm a guitar player and a pianist. These are fucking nightmare scenarios for somebody like me. Just the fact that I've got Bell's palsy and it affects the way I sing and the way I talk, and, the fact now I'm a little cross-eyed and my eyes a little crooked and all that shit. It's actually toughened me up a little bit and made me a little bit made me a little bit more mature, actually, what has happened to me with the Bell's palsy. I don't know if I would ever say I'm thankful that it happened to me, but I am thankful for the humility of it, the humbleness of it happening to me, and being put in that situation, even though it was a temporary situation. It made me more human, and it opened up my heart to other people more. And I am thankful for all of that. It changed me and it made me a better person, getting Bell's palsy. I wouldn't wish it on anybody. Man, I'll say I hope you drop dead, but I won't say I wish you get Bell's palsy and half of your face droops down for a couple of weeks. Because I know what that's like. And it's worse than death, man. It's worse than death. Especially if you rely on your face for what you love to do. Talking to people, you know. So, yeah. Humility, and it made me a better person because of that. You know, it's, people tend to rise to the occasion when they're faced with adverse situations, you know. And luckily I came out of that okay. Have we smoked yet? I love you, Josh. I feel the same about cancer. It made me a better person. I bet. Yeah, let's smoke. I don't think we have smoked yet for this show. We're 30 minutes in. I was here for the 7:10, and I think we missed it. So let's smoke. Let's smoke top of the hour. Did I smoke yet? I feel like I've done a dab. I must have done a dab. And now I remember I've done the dab. I remember I did the dab. Yes, we did do a dab. Let's do another one. We'll call this one 7:10 late. I remember I did the dab. See, my brain's fine, man. Oh, 6 months ago, I never would have remembered. I would have just relied on you to tell me if I did the dab or not. You guys see, I'm better than y'all. None of you can remember if I dabbed, but I remembered. I'm telling you, stop eating the sugar. It's making us all dumb. It's the sugar. It's not cannabis. It's the sugar. Trust me, man. Sugar makes you stupid. All right, cheers, everybody. Happy 7:10, let's call it, all right? Jake Snake, cheers. Elizabeth Gordon, cheers. Hippie Chick, cheers. James McGill, cheers. There's some new drinks in England called Gamerade. It's sugar-free. It tastes really nice. Hope USA gets them. Gamerade. Okay. Gamerade. I like it. I like the name already. Mountain Lion Survival 101. Wear thick clothes. If you see one, face it. If it charges you, run at it as well. If you come in contact with Lee, break its fucking neck. You can. Fuck. Dude, a fucking mountain lion bites you in the neck and you're dead. It's gonna fucking puncture your goddamn artery. You know? And, dude, if a lion or a mountain lion is going for your neck to bite you, it's going to be slashing you. Oh my god, I can't even imagine. Fucking A, bro. I'll just lay down on my belly and act like I'm dead. How about that? Probably leave me alone, huh? everyone flipping out because social media was down for a quarter of the day. James, you want to know something funny? All social media wasn't down. We were live. We were talking about it on the earlier show. But I went to a store today, and everyone at the store still thought Facebook was down. And I told everybody, I was like, Facebook's back up. Everyone's pulling their phones out, getting on Facebook. It was so funny, man. I felt like I was Satan, and I was giving out lines of cocaine for free. Just telling people, hey, Facebook's back up. Really? Wow, that is so ultra potent. That is so ultra potent. You know, I only can snort half a line of Super Male Vitality in the morning. It is so ultra potent. I have to wait at least 4 entire seconds before I go ahead and snort that other half of a line of ultra potent Super Male Vitality. Now, let me tell you, when I snort only half a line of Super Male Vitality, my wife usually knocks on the door and she asks me what I'm up to. And I say, honey, I'm renovating. Ultra potent. Ultra potent, Philip. Facebook's testing the wall. Yeah, Facebook's testing to see if people want to pay to get back on. Hey, who wants to come back on Facebook? It's going to cost you $10 a month so you can face your books, so you can book your faces. Shut up, yo. You're very good. It was quite interesting what happened on social media today. And what's even more interesting is that they weren't reporting the cause of it at all, right? And mainstream media is playing along with social media and not delving too deeply into it. Let's see what CNN says now. Huh. It's not even in the headlines anymore. Can you believe this? Sexual torture now they're talking about. We know about what we know about the Facebook whistle. Facebook services start coming back after 6-hour outage. Yeah, let's find out what the cause of that was. Shall we? You guys want me to find out for you? Around 6 hours after Facebook, WhatsApp, and Instagram went down, service started coming back online though coverage was still spotty. Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp all suffered outages midday Monday, according to public statements from 3 Facebook services. Outage tracking site Down Detector logged tens of thousands of reports for each of the services. Facebook's own site would not load at all. Instagram and WhatsApp were accessible, but could not load new content or send messages. The outage came amid mounting difficulties for the company. We know about the mounting difficulties, but what we want to know is why did the service go down? So I'm skipping all of this bullshit. The fact that Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp all experienced significant issues for around 6 hours was a major event for many users. I don't know if I've seen an outage like this before from a major internet firm. For a lot of people, Facebook is the internet to them. Yeah, because you guys are idiots.
Well, on the January 6th front, she talked about the...
If Facebook is the only place you get your internet from, you are a fucking idiot. If that's all you tune into when you go on the internet, and you know what? I don't even use fucking Facebook. I don't even turn it on. Yeah, I don't post shit on there. Maybe once a month I'll drop something, a link or something, but I don't even check to see if anybody... Today I got on there to do something. I can't remember what it was. And I saw there's somebody talking shit. And I talked some shit back and I left. I was like, this is what Facebook... That's all Facebook is. People talking shit to each other. Why be a part of that? No, thank you. I don't want to be a part of that. So I don't play into it. But what blows my mind is the statement right here on CNN, what I'm reading with my own eyes. I can't believe it. I'm not going to yell about it. I'm just going to read it to you one more time. Can I read it to you one more time? For a lot of people, Facebook is the internet to them. Director of Internet Analysis at Network Monitoring from Kentech. So this guy knows what he's talking about because he studies this shit. So the guy who studies this shit says Facebook is the internet to a lot of people. You guys, if you're watching from Facebook, you really need to go, and that's your internet, and that's it. You really need to go check out my YouTube channels and get the fuck off of Facebook. Your lives will change. Come on over to Twitter. I've been begging you for fucking years. Come on over to Twitter and stop posting shit on Facebook your lives are going to get better. Stop eating sugar, your lives are going to get better. Facebook, I'm going to say it, okay? Facebook caters to a lower IQ. Twitter caters to a higher IQ. More thinking people you'll find on Twitter. Sorry, folks. If you're turned off by Twitter, it might be because you're not as smart as most of the people are on Twitter. And you might want to stay in the kiddie pool with all those folks on Facebook. Well, James, I'm here to tell you, there's a whole other world out there, brother. And it's not just on Facebook. Black bear walking down the fucking road. What? You got piss on your hand? Ooh, dude, where's your phone? Get a goddamn video of that fucking bear. Trendy Nick, facts. Here you go. Facebook is the corn syrup of the internet. Yeah, man, it's the high fructose corn syrup. It's the hydrogenated oils. It's the sugar. Billy, Facebook is the sugar, man. It's the sugar. Look, all of you that are viewing from Facebook right now, press number 1 if you use Google or YouTube or something or Twitter. Please, how many ones can I get from my Facebook audience? Please, you guys, give me a lifeline here. Give me a lifeline and prove to me that there's no one in my audience that only uses Facebook for internet. And that's the only very, 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 very narrow view of the world that you get is only from Facebook. I said I wouldn't yell. Oh, thank you, Dave C. Facebook isn't the only place you get your internet. Who else can put a number 1 in my chat? Oh, Ronnie Rondog Rushing. Thank you, Ronnie. Thank you for putting a 1 in my chat. Johnny Jackhammer, you're watching on YouTube. Great, man. Watch it anywhere. Anywhere. You guys can watch from Facebook. All I'm saying is make sure to go to all my other channels and make sure you guys go to other websites and make sure you guys use Google and make sure you guys use, or if you want to use that fucking Bing, I fucking hate it, but if you want to use that, if you want to use other search engines or you want to go to groups, anywhere, on other social media sites, on other platforms, I don't care if you're going to Infowars.com, really. As long as you're going to Facebook and Infowars.com and getting your news from multiple sources. Then you can fucking play them against each other. But you guys cannot just get your world from fucking Facebook, man. I can't even get my eyes into there to see through that. That's how narrow the blinders are on you. If that is the only... Clarksville? TikTok challenges. There was 20 grand worth of damage at school. Now this one starts... All right. Well, we can't talk, James, we can't talk about that on my live show, bro. Jesus fucking Christ, dude. What the fuck are you doing, dude? Dude, you fucking put a link to it? Are you fucking thinking, James? For 1 second, bro. Come on, man. Billy. Nick. Anybody else who loves my channel on YouTube and doesn't want it taken down over stupid shit like that? For discussing something stupid like that. Why would you bring that up on my fucking podcast? Oh, you want me to talk about that? You want me to get my channel taken down, bro? Is that what you want? You want me to start talking about that on here? Is that what you want? What do you think YouTube's going to say about that, bro? I almost just blocked you from my live stream. You realize that? I had to turn my chat off until your chat went by, and I realized, that'd probably be better than running a link like that fucking stuff that you just put up. Oh, James. James, you haven't been watching my show, bro. See it? You see that? Add to block list in Restream chat. You see that shit's still up, bro. I almost blocked you. I almost blocked you, bro. Listen, you guys. Since you guys haven't been watching my show lately, you don't know. So let me tell you what's going on YouTube, okay? Jimmy Dore's been covering this. Lee Camp is covering this. I've been covering this for 10 years, but you guys never listen to me. You guys just fucking ignore me. And if James Simon, you ever fucking listen to me, you wouldn't you ever brought that shit up on my channel. Ever anyway. Right, James? If you'd ever listen to me, ever. But you don't listen to me. You've gone too far off grid, James. So start listening to me, okay? Because I'm going to tell you what's going on YouTube right now. They're blocking everybody for everything now. Okay? We can't talk about anything. The only thing that we're allowed to do on YouTube now is say, "Hi, everybody. My name's Ben, and I'm here to tell you about my garden, Ben's Garden. Hi, it's a phony world, and Ben is a really nice guy. And I'm going to pretend that none of you piss me off, and I'm not going to look at your chat because we don't get along very well, do we? So I'm just going to do my show, and I'm going to tell you about my beans that I grow. Yay! Look at these beans that I grow. Yay! Look at all that. Yay! Fuck you, YouTube!" So I'm a little upset about it. And, I just think that you guys should know how I feel. Now, you guys want to let me know how you feel about stuff? Go on. I'm here. I'm here to listen. What's up, Biza? Thanks, James. James, what do they not do? That's the question, John, right? What don't they do? Aladdin Honey, what's up, buddy? Ruggy, what's up, sweetness? Do you want to go outside? You want cookie? What do you want? What can I get you? You want cookie? You want to go outside? You guys want to see the bees? He keeps beesling down the road. He keeps beesling down the road. Oh, now I call him the bees. I call him the bees. I won't sing, I'm sorry. Here's the first steps to government control. That's so stupid. Well, here's the first steps to government control. James? Bro. You're not seeing the big picture here. The first time that there was a government ever in the history of humankind, they wrote a law. And that first law that they wrote, that was the first step to government control. Remember that, man. This has been a long road, bro. This is what human beings think we need, man. We think we need governments, and we think we need flags, and we think we need borders, and we think we need controls, and we think we need laws, and we think we need all this shit. Well, you know what we really need? We need to be able to feed ourselves food. Because not every 7-Eleven is going to be open when a 7-Eleven doesn't have fucking water for their employees to go take a piss in a fucking bathroom and flush a fucking toilet. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to pontificate. You know why? Because I think it's put offish. And before some of you leave, I wish you'd let me know, hey, that's put offish. I don't want to discuss that. It upsets me. I'm triggered. It's cool. You can say you're triggered. I get triggered all the time. This whole show is me getting triggered. I'm triggered by everything that goes on around me. You know? William Shatner. He's going to fucking die in space. 90 years old. Space, Final Frontier. My Beezle. You guys, look at this freaking face. Do you want a cookie, Bees? Do you want a cookie? Can I get you a cookie, Bees? You want a cookie? I give you a cookie. How many times did I say cookie? God. Let me hook him up. Alright, I'm going to hook it up. You want a pole bean? Here. You want a pole bean? Or you want a cookie? You want a cookie? You want a... Ooh. He's going to take the pole bean. Give him some cookies too. Pole beans and cookies. Dude, you ate the egg and you left the shell and you didn't eat the food. Am I feeding you too much human food? Too much human food, Beezle? The slow motion sit down. That, I think, is going to help me get these biceps to go longer. You know? Instead of just a little... I want them to be like, come up here and then go way back here and then go down like that and be a big old fucking bicep. I think that's how I'm going to do it, by sitting down really slow. And supporting my weight, just 170 pounds, just slow. Hey, do you ever think that putting a 90-year-old man on a launch to outer space is probably a safe bet? Because, hey man, if the guy dies at 90, even if it's fucking Captain Kirk from Star Trek, space, the final frontier, space, Spock, even if it is him, we're going to be okay with that. 90 years old, the man's lived a long time. Well past his wild Hollywood lifestyle. To live 90, to live to 90? I mean, how many Hollywood movie stars that are men live to 90? And if he goes up in outer space, something blows up and he dies instantly, what a great way to go out, man. I think we'd all, like, salute that. And be like, right on, Shatner, you are the fucking man. He was explosive his whole life. Explosive. The way he spoke. He'll go out with a bang, man. That's fine if he does. Adam Schweinsberg. How's it going, Adam? If he does die, Blue Origin will be forever the Enterprise marketing much. Forever be the Enterprise. It'll be his resting place, you know? If you want to go visit him, you want to go visit Shatner. You know what Shatner should do before he leaves? Just in case. He should cut his fingernails and cut some hair off. Just so there's a little piece of his actual body that we could bury here on Earth. And then we could go visit. That works, doesn't it? Lee Helm doesn't trust Bezos' rocket. Dude, let me just say this about Bezos. My Amazon packages still get here rather quickly. I'm quite impressed with the old Bez. I'm quite impressed. I must say. A rugathon. He's gonna go outside, yes. And yes, and yes, and yes, and yes. It'll put Bezos on the space map. He knows what he's doing. It's a poker game. He knows how to get the packages to my house quick as fuck. Sometimes they arrive damaged. But you know what? When I let them know, they let me keep the damaged stuff, which might still be usable, which it wasn't really this time. I thought I was going to be able to reuse those. No. The piece of plastic that goes over the poster was punctured on two of those fuckers. I didn't realize it. I was all like, ha ha ha, I'm gonna still be able to use this. No, there was a piece of plastic that got punctured on two of those fucking frames. Oh. So I only had two working frames. And then, oh, I got the frickin' Harvey Keitel. I got the one with Harvey Keitel, two guns up. Very similar to this one. But I'm very sad because that frame is, I don't have a big frame for it. It's a bigger one. Yeah. That's a lot of damage. Yeah, I've been yelling too much. I can't do Phil Swift. Hey everybody, Phil Swift here with FlexFuel and the entire FlexFuel family of products. And today, I'm going to be showing you brand new FlexFuel Clear. That's right, everybody, FlexFuel Clear. Hello, Fishy. Wow, that's real damage. That's real damage. I'd be there thankful for you fixing the road. And it's the wrong color. Usually they will let you keep the item and send you another. Yeah. Please leave a thumbs up. Huh. So, yeah. For a lot of people, Facebook is the internet to them, and that just kind of slowed me down. So let's just watch this report and see what they say.
Riot and how it was organized partly on Facebook. She also cited
And let me just say this. I hate this sloven fucking douchebag. I don't think the guy's ever pushed a fucking broom in his life, personally. And I have no fucking respect for people like that. He doesn't look like he's ever worked a day in his life. His little fucking cream puff fucking skin. I bet you he's got little rubber fucking hands too, you know? She's duck lipping it. Whoa, girl! Look at her duck lipping it, man. What's up with that? Girlfriend, you duck lipping it? Are you duck lipping us? She's duck lipping us.
The riot and how it was organized partly on Facebook. She also cited conflicts elsewhere in the world. She said the version of Facebook that exists today is tearing our societies apart and causing ethnic violence around the world. She cited Myanmar as an example. Here's what she had to say about Facebook's algorithm being at the center of these problems.
Thank you, Jake.
One of the consequences of how Facebook is picking out that content today is it is optimizing for content that gets engagement or reaction. But its own research is showing that content that is hateful, that is divisive, that is polarizing, it's easier to inspire people to anger than it is to other emotions.
Misinformation, angry content is enticing to people and keeps them on the platform.
Yes. Facebook has realized that if they change the algorithm to be safer, people will spend less time on the site, they'll click on less ads, they'll make less money.
So she is saying that Facebook, time and time again, chooses profits over safety.
Well, yeah, because it's not profits over safety, and she didn't say safety. You fucking cunt. You know, oh, goddamn, I'm so sorry. Can I undo that? I'm so sorry. Hey, if I just offended anybody for saying that, I'm trying to not say that anymore. So I want to apologize for saying that. Seriously. Seriously, okay? I take it back. I want to do a bong hit. Is that okay? You guys are cool? You guys are good? You guys are cool with me doing a bong rip? What am I thinking? It's my audience here, right? Alright, let's do a bong rip. Right? You guys know what you're getting into here. And the thing is my trash, you know? That's my thing. I don't have a trash bag right now. So it's like I'm kind of slowed down. Really? 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 Dude, I blew right into the ball. And the ashes flew right into my fucking mouth. Did you hear me? I was like, fuck. I was like, really? Really? Anyhow. Alright. Let me just tell you something about this fascist. Right here. All right? Let me just make a comment about him. Okay? He will cover on his show whatever the industry deems necessary. He is a party line player. He is Enlightened Fawn. Hello. Yes, you'll get through, honey. I lifted all the bands, all the blocks. He is what you would call a team player for CNN. He doesn't ask the real tough questions. He doesn't get into anything, but the things that he says can be taken apart.
She is not the first person to look
enticing to people.
Probably at each point. So this is what I'm going to do. My cat is staring at me right now. So let me just check his food really fast. And I'm going to let this play, and I'm going to listen while I'm feeding him, okay? And then I'm going to come back not screaming at you.
People and keeps them on the platform.
Yes. Facebook has realized that if they change the algorithm to be safer, people will spend less time on the site, they'll click on less ads, they'll make less money.
So she is saying that Facebook, time and time again, chooses profits over safety. She is not the first person to blow the whistle from inside Facebook. Other former staffers have also called out the company. But this is coming from inside the house in a unique way. In fact, the whistleblower says her lawyers have filed 8 different complaints with the SEC in the past month. The SEC, of course, the government agency that is charged with, the regulating
profits over safety. Sure. Can we go back one more time? Can we go back one more time? Really? Safety? Safety?
One of the consequences of how Facebook is picking out that content today is it is optimizing for content that gets engagement or reaction. But its own research is showing that content that is hateful, that is divisive, that is polarizing, it's easier to inspire people to anger than it is to other emotions.
Misinformation, angry content is enticing to people and keeps them on the platform.
Yeah.
Right. It's got nothing to do with safety. You listening to something divisive, you listening to something that enrages you, that's got nothing to do with your safety. It's food for thought. It's, you go watch a UFC fight. Does that pump you up? You watch a football game and your team wins. You go out in the street and flip a fucking cop car over once or twice. Come on, David Campione. I see you out there flipping over a police car. I'm joking. You get pumped up, though, don't you? You get lathered up. You get excited. You get ramped up. You get revved up. You get excited. You get charged. You get energized. You get your adrenaline flowing through your body, and you start feeling that, and you externalize that. To what point? Well, you go out and break a law. You go out and commit a crime. What do they mean safety? Right? So listen to this. Listen to what's coming up here.
Yes. Facebook has realized that if they change the algorithm to be safer, people will spend less time on the site, they'll click on less ads, they'll make less money.
So she uses the word safer. What she means is, if we don't control people's narratives, not safer, if we don't control people's narratives, it's got nothing to do with our safety. And I'll explain why. You're driving down the road. Facebook Messenger lights up. Ding. You look down. How many times has that happened? Hundreds? Thousands? Hundreds of thousands? I doubt that. Thousands? Maybe. Hundreds for sure. Are you concerned about her safety with your Messenger app? They've never been even concerned about people's fucking safety. Dude, motherfuckers be doxing motherfuckers all the time. They don't do shit about it. They don't do anything. There's no punishments. You know, they're not here to look out for our safety. They never have been. And you know what? It's never been their job to. They're a bulletin board on a wall. That's it. That's all. That's all they are. You know, if you want to go to that bulletin board and, you know, put your home address up there and threaten people and have them come over and fight you in your front yard, well then, you know, it's on you. It's not the bulletin board's fault. They're just providing us a forum. Why are we constantly blaming them for our safety? You want to blame them for something? Blame them for silencing us. Blame them for censoring. They'd do it to me. I mean, I can't even believe that you guys are hearing this conversation right now. As subverted as my channel has been. And as hard as it is for me to get you guys to switch over to my other YouTube channels. Yeah, I've got other YouTube channels. Just because I don't broadcast on my main channel doesn't mean you guys can't find me on all of my other YouTube channels. They're all called Nays Garden. It's really easy to find. All you got to do is type it in the search engine, guys. Just type in Nays Garden. All my channels will pop up. You'll be able to subscribe to all of them. You'll be able to sign up for notifications on all of them. You'll never miss another show. So she's talking about safety. So what CNN do? They love safety. So they're going to go right after safety because it's your children. Your children are at risk. We have to watch out for their safety. That is our job. We're watching out for our children's safety. And that's what this little cream puff is about to do.
So she is saying that Facebook time and time again
Stay Puft Marshmallow Man
it's over safety. She is not the first person to blow the whistle from inside Facebook. Other former staffers have also.
She said safer algorithm, not over safety. They're not choosing. It's apples to oranges. Look, corporations are not really concerned for your fucking safety, man. It's not their job to be for the most part. I mean, PG&E murders folks and they get away with it all the time. Come on, man. These corporations aren't charged with our safety. It's not their responsibility. Hey, Donald Trump said we're going to lift all the regulations. Now look what's going on with the freaking oil spill off of Southern California. You know, thanks to lifting regulations, we're not going to have regulations on oil anymore. We're going to have coal, clean, beautiful, clean coal. And we're going to have black smoke to fill all your children's lungs and all the oil we could possibly spill into the ocean. It's going to be beautiful. Is that fair? Is that accurate? Am I correct? Corporations don't care about us. And they don't have to care about us. But I'll tell you, you can care about you. You can care about you. Because nobody else is going to care about you. You can grow your own food, man. You guys can do this. And you're going to have to, man. You're going to have to learn. You're going to have to feed yourselves, man. Everybody's going to have to be responsible for themselves. And you guys are going to have to learn this shit. So, please, man, pole beans are a great source of stuff for you. I'm just here to tell you that. I'm the pole bean poster boy. Good. You guys got to be able to feed yourselves. Let's get back to the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Also called out the company. But this is coming from inside the house in a unique way. In fact, the whistleblower says her lawyers have filed 8 different complaints with the SEC in the past month. The SEC, of course, the government agency that is charged with regulating the financial world and making sure publicly traded companies don't violate the law. Her lawyers are alleging Facebook does violate the law because what it says in public is contradicted by this private internal research, and that's one of the reasons why she leaked this research to the Wall Street Journal, and now she is going public in the most public of ways, Pamela, on one of the biggest shows on television, trying to call out Facebook.
And of course, Facebook tried to get ahead of this. A top executive appeared with you on reliable sources. What more do we expect to hear from Facebook? And what more do we know about her role at Facebook? Why she would be someone of credibility to speak about this?
Yeah, she was a project manager on one of the teams that was trying to combat misinformation. And she says the more time she spent inside the company, the more concerned she became. Now, Facebook, of course, has tens of thousands of employees. And the company's argument kind of goes like this. Yes, we're not perfect. No social media platform is perfect. But we are trying our best to police the platform, to take down hate speech, to take down misinformation. That's the company.
Okay.
Claim, but time and time again we see they do not live up to those expectations and those promises.
I need a bomb hit.
Clegg, earlier, as you mentioned, one of the top executives at Facebook, he was trying to issue a pre-buttal to 60
No law regarding
Minutes.
cannabis.
He
Is
talked
for all.
about the issue regarding January 6th, saying the argument that Facebook
might be a clone or a robot.
riot is bogus. Here's a part of what he said.
I think if the assertion is that January the 6th can be explained because of social media, I just think that's ludicrous. The responsibility for the violence of January the 6th and the insurrection on that day lies squarely with the people who inflicted the violence and those who encouraged them, including then President Trump and candidly many other people elsewhere in the media who were encouraging the assertion that the election was stolen. And look, I think it gives people false comfort to assume that there must be a technological or a technical explanation for the issues of
Enlightened Fawn. This is the guy from Facebook that made me lose my voice today. This is the guy. When he said, it's our job to control what is right and what is wrong. I wish he'd say it right here so I could play you the very part that he says, because it's sickening.
political polarization in the United States.
Sure, it's absolutely complicated, but Facebook often is an accelerant, pouring fuel on the raging fire. When it comes to something like Instagram for teen girls, the way that Instagram warps people's brains, Clegg tried to compare it to women's magazines, saying, girls used to look at women's magazines and feel bad about their bodies that way. The difference is that Instagram and Facebook and these platforms are addictive substances.
I got nothing on this one, man. I mean, did anybody have withdrawals today from Facebook? Press number 1 in my live stream. Press number 1 in my live stream if you felt physically ill when Facebook went down today. Who felt physically ill and had withdrawals from Facebook? Press 1 in my chat. Oh, wait. There's a bunch of people here, so I'll just wait. You know what I did? I went down to the store and talked to Enlightened Fawn. And her and I hung out. And it was nice. She saw that guy that was super ultra jacked. She was with me. She knows him, I think. Dude's a fucking maniac. Oh, these are some of these are too old. They were on the plant for too long. So they'll make good seeds, though. I'll have plenty of seeds. In for the beer. You're welcome, honey. You spoke to a deer. Amazing. That's the funniest thing I've ever heard. Yeah, I spoke to a deer. It's just an expression. notice until about an hour after you had mentioned it earlier. Not ever heard, that's just an expression. Will what? So if I delete Facebook, I'll speak. If I delete Facebook, I'll speak. Fucking dear. I hung out. Yeah, you could talk to the animals just like me. Dr. Doolittle. Dr. Do Nothing. I hung out with my beautiful homie girl. Went to get kafefe and do I have kafefe? Boom! Oh, shaka-laka-laka-laka, I got some kafefe! Shut up, you're very good, yo. Yo, you're very good! I got it. Went to get kafefe and blazed a doobie. Whoa, Bitcoin's at 49,500, guys. The high today was 49,786. Fucking crazy. It hasn't hit 50, but it's close. Federally legal in Canada. Jake Snake, cheers. 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 I thought maybe I'd broken my hand, but I think it's okay. I just bruised it. I realized what I was doing wrong there. I was hitting it on the wrong side. Duh. It's only been forever since I've ever done that, and I just did it in a bad spot too. Bubble, hey, what's up, Debbie? Can we go back to Stay Puft Marshmallow Man for a second? Let's see what else he has to say.
In a way that a magazine never, ever could be. That addictive quality is one of the reasons why this whistleblower is speaking out.
Oh, that's the end of the video. Okay. That was it. Is Instagram toxic for teens? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's listen to this one, guys.
I suspect you're here to pre-butt the whistleblower on 60 Minutes. Are you willing to acknowledge that Facebook is contributing to society's woes, polarization, and all the rest? I know you're going to say they're not the primary cause, but are you willing to acknowledge that Facebook is a contributor? It's pouring gasoline on the burning fire in front of us?
Well, look, obviously for a platform which has, a third of the world's population on it, and social media is what it says on the tin. It's social. It's people constantly exchanging views, feelings, the ups and downs of their lives. Of course, you see the good, the bad, and the ugly of humanity show up on
this is it.
as well. Our job is to mitigate the bad, reduce it, and amplify the good. And mitigate the bad, reduce it, and amplify the good. And that platform as well. Our job is to mitigate the bad, reduce it, and amplify the good. And that's what this research is all about as well. Our job is to mitigate the bad, reduce it, and amplify the good as well. Our job is to mitigate the bad, reduce it, and amplify the good.
And that is the statement that made me lose my voice, Fawn, today. When he said that, I lost all control over my emotions and I threw a fit on the fucking show. And I said, no, it's not your job to control people's narratives. Your job is not that. You know? Your job is to eradicate hate speech. Not bad stuff. Something happened, something bad, where do you draw the line? What's bad? I think, anything that could be construed as, a First Amendment violation, hate speech, inciting a riot, causing violence to occur through your words, that's legit. It stops there. Or at least it should. Like YouTube used to be. We had liars. We had people come on there and say UFOs were abducting them and landing in their yards. And, that dumbass who said his kid took off on the balloon. And there's so many liars out there. We're used to it, man. My dad lied to me when I was a kid. My mother lied to me. Your parents probably lied to you. If any of you ever, were lied to by your parents for any reason whatsoever, where do you draw the line? It's not Facebook's job to do this. First it's a lie, then it's a narrative. We don't like what you say. And now we're tied in with the federal government. It's like someone said earlier. Someone said, this is the beginning of government control. And I laughed and I laughed and I laughed inside when he said that. And I said, no, the beginning of government control was the very first time there ever was a government and they wrote a fucking law. That's when government control started. And it's been going downhill ever since. And I hold up my pole beans and I say, this should be your law. Feeding you and your family. Everybody learning how to feed themselves. Learn how to do that. Get your water. Do all that other stuff. That's my response. And this guy's controlling the narrative over what he feels is good and bad. He's playing God with your speech. This pompous ass. This utter pompous ass is playing God. He's picking winners and losers. And he says that's his job as a bulletin board on the wall.
And that's what this research is all about. So the research that you referred to earlier showed that for some teens, some of the time, if they're feeling bad about themselves already, they're dealing with sleeplessness or anxiety or body image issues, that for some of them, some of the time, going onto social media, can make them feel not...
Billy Ballantyne, are you here, bro? I wonder if you caught what he just said. The Freudian slip. Did anybody catch that Freudian slip? Do you want to hear it again? Do you want to hear the Freudian slip? Listen to this Freudian slip.
Showed that for some teens, some of the time, if they're feeling bad about themselves already, they're dealing with sleeplessness or anxiety or body image issues.
Oops. If they're dealing with body image issues. That's the guy, that's shit lips for Facebook right there, guys. That's Facebook's shit lips. Right there. That is Facebook's shit lips. Him and the re-engineers over there, they think they got us all figured out. Jimmy Dore warned us, and he warned us, and he warned us. He got through to me. I think I got through to a lot of you. Kyle Kulinski warned us and warned us and warned us. It was Jimmy Dore, though, that got through to me because Kyle Kulinski's a fucking cuck bitch. But I love Jimmy Dore, and he speaks to me. Yeah, Jacob, I don't know why you're bringing this up on my live stream. What does that have to do? What does that have to do with what's going on my live stream right now, Jacob? I don't understand why you're bringing that up.
that for some of them, some of the time, going onto social media, can make them feel not great about themselves because they're comparing themselves to others. I think in many ways, any parent of teens, I'm a parent of teens, or indeed any teens who might be watching this program, that's not wholly surprising because it's what we've always said, it's what external researchers always said, and we do that research so that we can then try and act and mitigate it. We're never going to be...
They have to research shit. Hey, man, research the First Amendment, bro. Research that, okay? You got the right to free speech. That's fine. When you incite violence, you lost your right. That's fine. Don't incite violence. That's your job. All right? You stop right there. This isn't puzzling. It's not confusing. It's really cut and dry. Hey, put me in, coach. Hey, shit lips. Hey, Zuckerberg. Hey, re-engineers, hire me. I'll take care of everything. I'll get you guys on the right track. I'll give you a 5-minute lesson in what the First Amendment is and what hate speech is. How to define it, how to eradicate it. And that's where your fucking job ends. Period. Bullying? Absolutely. We'll go after the bullies. We'll go after the hate speech. You do not cause someone to cause harm to themselves. You do not bully. And we'll take care of that. Great. Are we good? 5 minutes. We're in and out. I put you guys back in front of your little computer cubicles, and you go in there and do your job correctly. Exactly as I would do it. That's it. You disagree with something someone said, somebody said something that's not factual, you could look it up and prove it wrong. Too goddamn bad. It's free fucking speech. Are they causing violence? Then leave it be. That's what Jimmy Dore is for. That's what Lee Camp is for. That's what Thunderfoot is for. That's what I'm for. And if you want to amplify voices, amplify all of them equally. Put the Ben Shapiro right up there with me. Put Jimmy Dore right next to Candace Owens and Joe Rogan. And let everyone see all of them equally. Stop trying to balance shit. You've put Tim Pool at the top of your list. You put Tim Pool at the top of your list. Florida's doing great. Florida and Texas are doing great, everybody. Tim Pool. Florida's doing great. Tim Pool. Well, I did it for you, honey. I want you to know that. I did that for you. Because we did already talk about it, but I wanted you to see why I lost my voice. And what he said, that, the unmitigated gall of this monster to believe that it's his duty to police what is good and what is bad. It's laughable, yes, but it's fucking horrifying. You should all be terrified by this. Jimmy Dore implores you. It's not just me, guys. Everybody's talking about this on YouTube. I've been trying to get y'all's attention about this for years, man. But it's cool because now we've got lines of fucking troops backing us up. And we are the tip of the spear. We always have been against this. It's just that Jimmy Dore made me realize that me being persecuted was just as bad as everybody else being persecuted too. It wasn't just about me. And I realize that now. I've come to my senses. It's everybody. Everybody deserves a voice. Now, I might not think that you deserve a voice on my live stream, okay? Understand that. But that's just my own little bubble. That's my own tiny... And if Joe Rogan doesn't like you and he wants to block you, I'm fine with that. Yeah, he's got millions of people watching him, and your little ass got blocked by one of his mods or whatever the fuck. Hey, man, that's the way podcasting works. If you're there to subvert, you get fucked. I subvert, I get fucked, happens to me, and I'm okay with that, man. You know, I'm okay with that. I'll come in with another account and I'll behave. You know? Named after a mass of flaccid ground liquid. Tim Pool. Huh. A mass of flaccid ground liquid. Is that I've never heard of a Tim Pool before, bro. Like a swamp? Like earth gas? Muck? Anyway, let's listen to what else he said. I don't know if I'm getting really worked up or not, but I don't want to. I'm going to do another bong hit while I listen to this guy talk. Cheers.
Be able to eliminate the
and thank you for tuning in. Listen, guys.
Compare yourself to...
Listen, man. I want you to know something. You are loved. All of you are loved by me. I want you to know that. I don't care who the fuck you think you are right now to me. I want you guys to know you're loved, and I appreciate you guys being here. I want you guys to feel that, okay? And you don't need to feel love from me. Just know that you are loved, and I want you to know that. And I think that is so important. You know, when I hear Kit Boga say that at the end of his podcasts, it fucking hits me, man, you know? I believe it. I understand it. You know, I don't like the fact that he doesn't like me. But when he says that, that's important, man. And especially today with the way things are, you guys need to remember that. And it's just right, Fawn? I'm sorry I ever blocked you.
Others, I remember many years ago, you may remember this, there was research showing that
Good,
I think
Phil.
women, 70% of US women, even within minutes of reading fashion magazines,
I spend a lot of time.
So
I spent a lot of time on here doling out bad vibes. And it doesn't serve me to do that. I think it does. You know, in my head when I'm doing it, it feels good. But, you know, people say, and they told me, you're just, you know, you're being abusive towards your audience. And I see that as me being an abuser. And maybe I'm not abusing a person, you know? But I'm abusing a whole bunch of them all at once. And if you guys walk away from the show feeling bad, then I'm doing it wrong. And I'm trying to not do it that way anymore. I won't unblock Hypo Drake. That bummed you out. I don't know who Hypo Drake is, and I don't know why they're blocked. Beryllium Glee. But you're here, aren't you?
Psychological, anthropological.
You're here and you're behaving, aren't you? Like I said, I show up with another account and I behave.
Tendency to compare yourself to others and sometimes therefore feeling worse about yourselves is not something that we're going to change. What we can change is our products. That's why, for instance, we've announced that we're going to give parents of teens new optional controls so they can supervise what their teens are doing. We're also going to introduce...
I like that. I'll applaud it. Now look, I hate this man, and I would spit on him, and I'd spit on him too. At the same time, when someone that I don't like says something that makes sense, I have to call it out and say, yes, I'll even applaud you. I will even applaud you and say, yes, let parents control what's going on with their children. You know, do something like that. That's great. What else do you got? You know, what else are you recommending?
Use new tools which will nudge teens away from dwelling on particular kinds of content over and over again.
No, now you're controlling the narrative. Now it gets scary. So now he's just talking about playing Big Brother, looking over your shoulder, and just controlling what pops onto your feed. It's the same thing. It's horrifying. That's up to the parents, not you. You feel more mature in your life too? Oh, good. Good. It's COVID hardens us. Fawn, it used to be so easy, you know, we could just bum around and do whatever, and now things have changed, you know? People have changed. I've lost really close friends, man. I just lost a family member. Just the other day, I lost someone that was dear to me, and it hurts. It hurts, and he died of COVID. It fucking hurts my neck right now just thinking about it, you know? I can feel the tension, you know? But listen, what he just said is horrifying. What he said before, it was beautiful, and I applauded him. And then the very next thing he said was horrific. And thank you, Monique. I appreciate that, honey. It makes me feel better when you say that. It's 2 family members, all COVID. Fucking bullshit. I'm so sorry, Enoch. I'm so sorry, bro. Man. I'm sorry, brother. Alright, so let's back it up so you guys can hear the 2 things he said, one after the other. He said he's going to give controls for parents so that they can monitor the teens. And then he says he's going to control what goes into a teen's feed. Now, the first thing is good, and the second thing should never be fucked with at all. It's up to the parents. David Jones, we can't talk about that on my live stream, David, okay? I get in a lot of trouble for talking about that. Sorry. We can't even discuss it. YouTube has become impossible, and I just can't discuss it. So, Kevin, we can't discuss it.
I think this is a good example of the company doing exactly what I hope people would expect we should do, which is not pretending that everything is perfect on social.
Great news! If you guys want to hear the story, just download the TikTok app, follow at Nays Garden Show. And one of my videos on there explains the whole thing. You can hear the whole story. We're not allowed to discuss it on YouTube, though.
Media, it isn't. Researching where there are the minority of instances where it's not working out right for people, and then trying to fix it as much as we can on our own apps.
Ugh, it's scary. David, I appreciate your apology. You know, I should put up a disclaimer in the window and ask people, just say, look, we're not allowed to talk about this, and it's not my fault.
Why not release this research?
It's freaking YouTube's fault. And it should just say, we cannot discuss this topic. Because I've already been in so much trouble just for discussing it, you know? It's so stupid that I even have to think that. God, that's stupid. I literally just considered it.
To the public before it gets leaked by a whistleblower.
Well, we release a huge amount of research. We have 1,000 PhDs working in Facebook.
Cheers!
They publish or are involved in thousands of peer-reviewed academic papers at academic conferences. I think 400 papers this year alone. We run, I think, the world's largest COVID survey in cooperation with 2 universities, Maryland University of Maryland and Carnegie Mellon. We have an industry-leading project with a number of academics to look into how social media was used in the run-up to the US elections. And in fact, last week I announced that we've investing $50 million as an initial fund to fund research into augmented and virtual reality. So we do a huge amount of research. We share it with external researchers as much as we can. But do remember, there is and I'm not a researcher, but researchers will tell you that there's a world of difference between doing a peer-reviewed exercise in cooperation with other academics and preparing papers internally to provoke and inform internal discussion. I'm sure at CNN, by the way, there's internal research on how different demographics in the population react to your...
And this is what I said. Just because a company does an internal research doesn't mean they have to share it with the rest of the world. And the fact that this whistleblower did this, it didn't help anybody. You know, it's just serving herself. It so happens that I agree that it's shitty. I agree that Facebook should have shared this information. I'm happy that the whistleblower blew the whistle. I am. I like to know that this shit's going on. I like to see inside, you know? if it forces these guys to give parents the ability to control more of what their teenagers or younger children are doing on the internet, I'm all for it. What I'm not for is for this guy determining what your children can and can't see. I'm not for that. His job is to stop the hate speech. His job is to stop the bullying. Full stop.
To your program, and some of it will be public and some of it will be internal. Facebook is no different, and I think the really important thing to remember about
Again, I agree with what he's saying about they have a right to do their own research and keep it to themselves. I agree with that. But I'm glad that they got fucking outed by a whistleblower. I support whistleblowing.
There's been questions about whether Facebook's going to clamp down on research now that some of the research has embarrassed the company. Will you commit to continuing this research?
Yes, and I think this is really important. I think many companies, I suspect,
they're doing this research to make money. Of course he's going to commit to doing more of this research. They did this to make more money. They're trying to figure out ways to make more money. That's what a corporation does. They're driven to make money. It's all about money. Oh, if only we had more money, then we could do this, then we could do that. If we just make more money, but we need to make more money so that we can do all those things. It's a snake eating its own tail.
In our position, would just say, well, maybe we should just not ask ourselves these difficult questions because it causes so much grief. We're not going to do that. We are absolutely not going to do that. We're going to continue to ask ourselves these difficult questions. I personally think that some of the assertions made over the last week, that we commission this research, which then raises questions which we deliberately brush under the carpet, has literally got it back to front. If we didn't want to address those questions, we wouldn't commission the research in the first place. We do it precisely so that we can work out...
Word salad. Dude, did you guys catch what he just said? It's so hard for me to put my finger on it right now after he said it, but basically what he said is, hey man, we were doing the right thing for all the right reasons. It's just that you found out about it. That's what he just said. Listen to the word salad that he just said, though. Listen to the way he words this. This is why he has his job for Mark Zuckerberg. This guy is real good. This is just complete word salad bullshit. Let's see if Pillsbury Doughboy picks up on it.
I personally think that some of the assertions made over the last week, that we commission this research, which then raises questions which we deliberately brush under the carpet, has literally got it back to front. If we didn't want to address those questions, we wouldn't commission the research in the first place. We do it precisely so that we can work out, in the minority of cases where people are not...
Isn't that hard to listen to, man? Did he make any sense at all? To any of you? Because all I'm hearing right now is, I swear, blah, 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 blah. Did you guys decipher anything that he just said? He says we've got it back to front. He lost me way before that.
Some of the assertions made over the last week, that we commission this research, which then raises questions which we deliberately brush under the carpet.
You didn't go public with it until the whistleblower outed you. You did brush it under the carpet. It's not back to front. And now you're a fucking liar because you're on video. We can play it back and we can listen to exactly what you said and we can say, that's bullshit. Everything he just said is complete bullshit. We've got it back to front because they did exactly what he says they just did. Billy, I think I just put my fucking finger on what he said. He said, you guys have it back to front because we did exactly what I just said we did. That's called blah, blah rhetoric. Exactly. Exactly.
has literally got it back to front. If we didn't want to address those questions, we wouldn't commission the research in the first place. We do it precisely so that we can work out, in the minority of cases where people are not having a good experience on our platforms, what we can do. And look, we do that across the board. So, you know, I often read that it is asserted that Facebook is awash with hate speech. In fact, what we've done over recent years, we now have 40,000 people working on this. We've invested $13 billion into research, into technology to bear down on that. The prevalence of hate speech is now as low as 0.05%. Now, we're never going to get it down to zero, but I think that's a good example where we've used research and technology and investment to actually to mitigate the bad while amplifying the good. And that
so I think you're arguing that the media coverage of Facebook... You're arguing that media coverage of Facebook...
Mitigate the bad and amplify the good. That's controlling the narrative based on what he deems the narrative should be. And he says it like they've literally been throwing this around Facebook for, it sounds like, for a long time. He's very comfortable with that term. Mitigate the bad and amplify the good. That's what we do here at Facebook. It's like you think when you walk into Facebook, like there's this giant arch and it says Facebook, where we mitigate the bad and amplify the good every day in rainbow colors. And you walk under that rainbow and you just feeling the love of the censorship you're about to commit. You know, it's all for a good cause. It's for your cause. It's for your narrative. You know, we've slipped down the slope, and this guy is not as polished as he wants to be. We've got him on video. He knows exactly what he is saying, and we are able to pause this and listen to it over and over again and call him out for the rhetoric. And that is all this is, man. They're just tap dancing around us right now. And you guys, you're not going to fucking put up with it. I know I'm not going to put up with it. And, there's going to be some changes, and all of us are going to be the ones paying the price unless we put our feet down.
Is getting it wrong. That we are portraying sins and failures of Facebook that are actually being mitigated and minimized. That is what you're saying.
Well, actually, no. I think where some of the comment is fair comment and fair criticism, we need to be not defensive. We need to be open and acknowledge that we haven't got things right. Of course, haven't got everything right, but there is no such thing as perfection in social media as much as in any other walk of life. And then what we do is we have to address that and act on it, which is why, for instance, last week we referred one of the episodes of the Wall Street Journal series, something called Crosscheck, which is an internal mechanism where we apply additional checks to certain accounts. We referred that to our independent oversight board because we felt...
There it is. You guys want to hear about the shadow ban program on Facebook? The one that has us all muzzled? People like Enlightened Fawn, people like Ben Shader account. Do you guys want to know what the name of the program at Facebook is that muzzles us? Well, Shitlip's right over here. He's going to tell you. Listen.
Well, there was a legitimate criticism. For instance, last week we referred one of the episodes of the Wall Street Journal series, something called Crosscheck, which is an internal mechanism where we apply additional checks to certain accounts. We referred that to our independent oversight board because episodes of the Wall Street Journal series, something called Crosscheck, which is Wall Street Journal series, something called Crosscheck, which is a internal Crosscheck, which is a Crosscheck series called Crosscheck, which is a called Crosscheck, which is a called Crosscheck series, something called Crosscheck, which is a internal something called Crosscheck, which is a internal series is a journal series. It's one of the third one, which is why what we journal into is a series called Crosscheck. called crosscheck, which is
Press number 1 in the chat if you love DJ Nay. Hashtag DJ Nay. You guys grooving with me? Press 1 in the chat and give me a hashtag DJ Nay if you love it. Do you guys laugh when I do that shit? I hope you do. It's one of my bits.
Which is an internal mechanism where something called crosscheck, which is an internal mechanism where we apply additional checks to certain...
No. Crosscheck is your shadow banning software. You bad man. You bad man. You know, we all know what crosscheck is. Crosscheck is your shadow ban. DJ Nay on the 1s and 2s. All of you should go to Twitter and tell everyone on Twitter what crosscheck is. You guys could take a video of me saying what crosscheck is and saying that it's this guy on Facebook saying what and saying it's the shadow ban software on Facebook. It's called crosscheck. It shadow bans you. Listen to what he says very closely.
Accounts. We have a mechanism where we apply additional checks to certain accounts. We have a mechanism where we apply additional checks to certain accounts. Apply additional checks to certain accounts. Certain accounts to certain accounts. To certain accounts, 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 to certain accounts. We refer that to our independent oversight board. Because we felt there was a legitimate criticism being made there. We don't plough on regardless.
An independent board that you all set up. I mean, yeah. I guess I hear what you're saying. A part of me feels like I'm interviewing the head of a tobacco company right now. A part of me feels like I'm interviewing...
Brian Seltzer. Dude, did you guys hear Brian Seltzer just said to the Facebook executive after I've been ripping the Facebook executive apart for the last few minutes? Dude, is there someone in his ear? Does he have an earpiece in? Or did he come up with that one all on his own? Does he have a Billy Ballantine in his ear? Dude, you can't write shit that good. I gotta give Brian Seltzer fucking Stay Puft Marshmallow fucking goddamn Hamburglar some fucking credit here for what he just said. The goddamn grimace was right on. I mean, fucking Fat Albert nailed that shit. Dude, I couldn't have said it better myself. I can't believe that he outdid me on the fucking burn on the Facebook executive. And I feel like I'm not worthy now. Dude, Brian Seltzer just fucking owned shit. Brian Seltzer runs shit now. What a turnaround. Do you guys want to hear him fucking destroy this motherfucker one more time? Listen to my boy Brian Seltzer. Listen to my boy Brian Seltzer. Look at Brian. Look at Brian. Oh, like he's holding a fucking gun, ready to fucking take shots at this motherfucker. Look at Brian. He's about ready to fucking open fire on this motherfucker. Look at him. He's about to pull the trigger. Oh, he's got an earpiece in. Oh, motherfucker. Brian Seltzer's got a fucking goddamn Billy Valentine in his ear, everybody. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Earpiece. Earpiece, Brian. Yeah, I'm not giving you... No. No. Props to the producers. It's a good comeback. You guys fucking nailed it. It wasn't Brian fucking Seltzer who came up with that shit. They're like, yeah, tell him he sounds like a fucking tobacco executive. All right, Billy Valentine, thank you. I owe you. Dude, you should give credit to those motherfuckers for saying that shit to him in his ear. Because you know he didn't come up... His Stay Puft ass didn't come up with that shit. Not on his own. And what did I say? Brian Seltzer's got to have a fucking earpiece in. I wonder if the fucking spokesperson does. I wonder if the spokesperson's got a goddamn earpiece in too. They got teams, bro. They're doing proxy wars, bitch. Fucking Zuckerberg's on the other end of that. They got a goddamn probe up that guy's ass that he can hear inside his whole body. And it's Zuckerberg. Talks to him in his sleep and shit. That guy. They got that technology. It's up his ass technology from Zuckerberg. Zuckerberg personally inserts every single implant himself with his tongue.
Additional checks to certain
Here we go.
accounts.
You ready?
We referred that to our independent oversight board.
Here it
We
comes.
felt there was a legitimate
Here it comes.
criticism being made there. We don't plough on regardless.
An independent board that
Real
you all
concerns
set
are
up.
raised.
I guess I hear what you're saying. A part of me feels like I'm interviewing the head of a tobacco company right now. A part of me feels like I'm interviewing the head of a giant casino that gets rich by tricking its customers and making them addicted. The big tobacco comparison is everywhere right now. And how do you feel about those comparisons to big tobacco?
I think they're...
Dude. Did he say that those were quotes that other people said? Or did he say those as himself? He said, I feel.
It's rich by tricking its customers and making them addicted. The big tobacco comparison is everywhere right now. And how do you feel about those comparisons?
Okay, he said the big tobacco comparison is everywhere right now. It wasn't him that came up with that. He used it. Did you hear the way he said it?
Yeah. I guess I hear what you're saying. A part of me feels like I'm interviewing the head of a tobacco company right now. I hear what you're saying. A part of me feels like I'm interviewing the head of a tobacco company right now. A part of me feels like I'm interviewing... I guess I hear what you're saying. A part of me feels...
Dude, I just lost all respect for Brian Seltzer. I had nothing but love for Brian Seltzer, and then I lost all respect for Brian Seltzer. He didn't get it from his earpiece. This has been going around the fucking internet like a meme. But he says, I kind of feel. He tries to fucking adapt what he'd heard on the internet to say that those were his own personal feelings. And he was play acting and totally lying and making shit up. And I've lost all respect for him. I take back my applause. I take back my applause. No applause. This guy was play acting. He did not only did that not come from the producers at CNN, it didn't come from him. And he admits it after he steals it and says that that's how he feels.
Feels like I'm interviewing the head of a tobacco company right now. I guess I hear what you're saying. A part of me feels like I hear what you're saying. A part of me I hear what you're saying. A part of me feels like I'm interviewing the head of a tobacco company. Part of me feels like I'm interviewing the head of a tobacco company. Part of me feels like I'm interviewing the head of a part of me feels like I'm interviewing I hear it. I hear you. I guess.
Like that one. My fingers getting tired.
I hear what you're saying. A part of me feels like I'm interviewing the head of a tobacco company right now.
No. Part of you doesn't feel like that. You're a fucking liar. Okay, you got that off the internet, and you're gonna say it in a second. That's why you went I before you said it, because you were trying to put it into words, and you chose poorly. You chose quite poorly. There, fucking My Pillow guy.
A part of me feels like I'm interviewing the head of a giant casino that gets rich by tricking its customers and making them addicted. The big tobacco comparison is everywhere right now.
Oh, come on, Garfield. It's not they're making them addicted. You know, like when I asked my audience earlier, and we had a lot of people on, we still do. Thank you so much. I love you guys. I just want you guys to know I love you. I'm so glad that you guys are here now. I really appreciate it. It makes me want to keep doing the show when there's a whole bunch of people here, and I just love that you're all here. I forgot the point I was making. I forgot what I stopped for. That he hesitated to say he was lying and misrepresenting his feelings, which aren't his feelings. Something you heard on the internet, and it was really weird and insincere. And he admits it here in a second.
The big tobacco comparison is everywhere right now, and
The big tobacco comparison is everywhere right now. I just hadn't heard it yet. Take another bong hit. Enlightened Fawn wants me to take a bong hit. Come take a bong hit with me. Oh, okay, here we go. We'll do it like this. We'll do it like this. Cheers, Enlightened Fawn. No law regarding cannabis. Cannabis isn't just for all. Everybody cheers.
How do you feel about those comparisons to big tobacco?
I think they're profoundly false.
Why?
I mean, I understand, of course, well, because I don't think it's remotely like tobacco. So, I mean, social media apps, they're apps. People download them on their phones, and why do they do that? There has to be a reason why a third of the world's population enjoys using these apps. They do it because...
He likened the man to being like a tobacco executive. This guy is trying to say that, oh, that's not a fair comparison. Social media is nothing like nicotine and tobacco, the drug. Nicotine. I wonder if Brian Seltzer is going to say, hey, that wasn't my comparison. You moved the goalposts. You took what I said out of context. For lack of, this guy used some sort of a trick, a Jedi mind trick, and I don't think Brian Seltzer's going to fall for it. But when you're comparing something, he was comparing this guy to being a tobacco executive. He could have been talking about an oil executive. He could have been talking about a sugar executive. He could have been talking about any corporation. and he's strawmanning him. He's strawmanning him. So he's taking a point that is a non-point and trying to make it the point. Strawmanning.
Because they like exchanging their views, their feelings, their
And I admit that I
experiences.
enjoy using Instagram. I admit that. But I also feel the tug of an addiction. Don't you feel the addiction?
No. Brian, you're wrong. It's not an addiction. And now Brian just took the fucking bait. And he failed. Where I would have surpassed in this conversation, Brian Seltzer just took the bait. And this guy just led him. That's what this guy's good. I told you this guy's good. He just took a professional interviewer, and took him off his line of questioning. He allowed him to totally say, it's addiction, like tobacco. No, dude, you're missing the point. You're missing the point. He's like an evil executive. You were right about that, and now he's strawman you, and that's why you strawman somebody. So this is how this guy wins the argument. It's not right, it's not fair, and this guy's wrong, but he's going to win this debate by strawmanning. This is a very common technique by Ben Shapiro. He does it all the time. You know, another one that's really good at this is Steven Crowder. Strawman expertise. It's like they're and you know who tries to do it and they just always fail? Is Charlie Kirk. He always tries to strawman, and you're just like, dude, I could pick you apart just by saying this. 3 words. You know? And that's not a good strawman argument. A strawman argument holds up against slight scrutiny. That's why you use it. Because some people are going to side with you. This guy just completely swayed this conversation, and there's more to go, so let's see where it goes.
Well, that's why we need to make sure that people are not being drawn towards bad experiences. That's why, and I gave you a very good example earlier, I think in the past it is true there was more hate speech on Facebook than there should have been. We applied a huge amount of resource.
Now what Shitlip's reply should be, if he was being sincere, is, well, actually at Facebook we're working on changing the interface with the user to where it doesn't beckon them, to where it's not enticing them, to where we're not pitching them. That would be nice to hear, but he's not saying anything like that, is he? They're not planning on changing any of that. In fact, they're trying to hone it in and tweak it even more. That's scary. Think about it, guys.
And research. And by the way, let me give you one very simple reason.
You know, Instagram, Facebook, and other social media rely on that ding, that Pavlov dog response for you, that you get drawn back in by that ding. Whether it's Messenger or somebody likes something, whatever, they use that ding like a Pavlov's bell to make a dog salivate. And they're not doing away with that. That's their thing, man.
Why this is such a misleading analogy. The people who pay our lunch are advertisers. Advertisers don't want their content next to hateful, extreme, or unpleasant content. We have absolutely no commercial incentive, no moral incentive, no company-wide incentive to do anything other than the reason why this is such a misleading analogy. The people who pay our lunch are advertisers. Advertisers do. People who pay our lunch are advertisers. People who pay our lunch are advertisers. The people who pay our lunch are advertisers.
I mean, this guy's just getting it all out there, isn't he? And more like a squirrel. There's a couple of cute ones that come in our backyard and they come by to say hello. Brian Stelter is a mook and a poltroon. I don't know what that is. Reservoir Dogs poster is the one you got today. No, honey, it's still rolled up. It's got Harvey Keitel holding up 2 guns like this. It's awesome, but it's rolled up because I don't have the frame for it.
Advertisers don't want their content next to hateful, extreme, or unpleasant content. We have absolutely no commercial incentive, no.
Do you guys hear this? He's saying the quiet part out loud. What he's saying is, they don't care about us. They care about their advertisers. And he's here to cater to his advertisers, not us. And Brian Stelter can really sympathize with him on that, because that's exactly what he does at CNN.
Moral incentive, no company-wide incentive to do anything other than try and give the maximum number of people as much of a positive experience as possible. And that is what we do day in, day out.
My next question for you, are advertisers withdrawing in the last few days because of the Facebook files and the whistleblower? Are you seeing damage to the business, the bottom line of the business?
Not to my knowledge, but as you know, in the past there have been moments where some advertisers have said that they're not happy with the way things are playing out on the platform, and then we engage with them. We explain, as we did last summer, that we are actually, I think, way ahead of the rest of the industry in identifying and bearing down on hate speech, and then, by the way, holding ourselves to account. So just with along with our financial reporting, every 3 months we report on all the content that we've taken down, how we identify it, and so on. And we're doing something which no one else is doing in the industry, because in a sense, why should people believe, in a sense, our data? People don't want us to be the judge and jury of our own performance. We are submitting that data, those reports, to an independent audit. No one else is doing that. No one else has set up an independent oversight board to hold us to account. So we accept transparency, we accept criticism, we accept where that criticism is fair, that we need to act on it. I think the one thing which is deeply misleading is this idea that we commission research, then deliberately brush it under the carpet because we don't like the implications of that research, because somehow we like to have bad and unpleasant content on our platform.
No, nobody's accusing you of that. Apples to oranges, Mr. Strawman, Mr. fucking filibusterer. He's doing so many things right now. Listen, bro, nobody's accusing you of that. Nobody's accusing you of that, man. And if people are accusing you of that, it's just stupid and it's dumb. And you have every right to do your internal investigations and try to make y'all self some more money, because we understand how corporations operate. That's what corporations do. And if it's at the expense of girls being depressed and you know, whatever, and people like me not being able to, you know, have my own audience members share my stuff around because they get reported, I understand. That's the nature of the beast. I don't think that the issue is the effect that it's their responsibility to make sure your kids are seeing what they're supposed to see. It's his, like he just said, it's his responsibility to make sure the advertisers are getting the content that they want their advertisements to be next to. They've turned it into that kind of a business. It's not Facebook, it's corporation book. It's corporation, it's advertisement book. It's ad book. Executive admits, no longer Facebook, they're changing their name to ad book. That's what it's about. You guys want to ride along with it. Hey man, we get it. I get it, and I'm okay with it. I'm okay with that. I'm just saying, don't think that it's your job to control what is good and what is bad, what is a fact and what is a lie. And that's where I have to draw the line and say, you guys are doing it wrong, and the best way to fix it is to just look at the First Amendment and abide by that and the hate speech amendments that go with it. Bullying, fine. Hate speech, fine. You know, incitement of violence, fine, man. That shit should not be on your social media platforms. Period. I'm all for it. People want to go incite violence, they can go do it out in the street. You know, that's where that shit belongs. With the spotlight on it. You know, where the police can fucking deal with it. I'm telling you, they're doing a fairly good job considering what they're having to do. But now, it's gotten to that point where, you know, it's going to be beyond censoring me for being crazy and loud, and I can no longer be that dude anymore because I get shut down so quick for all kinds of reasons. And it's getting worse and worse and worse. And, you know, I have mental problems. You know what one of my mental problems is? Besides all the ones you're more than aware of. I've got this one mental problem that, like, when you give me something, I abuse it. It's like, you know, they call that, what do they call that? They call that, what's the word? Addiction! Yeah! I'm an addict! That's what the word is. So, let me give you an example. At the beginning of the month when I get my bandwidth, you know, when the bandwidth is all refreshed and shit, I go crazy with it. I'm running movies, I'm doing cams, I'm doing fucking, you know, I'm on the goddamn Discord, I'm burning up goddamn megabytes left and right. My cell phone, dumb shit I don't need to be doing. You give me all my channels back, and I start breaking all the rules again. Like a stupid addict. Because I'm an addict, and I have a mental problem. It's a problem I have. I subvert myself. I'm my own worst enemy. You know, when it comes to social media, I'm not good at it. I didn't quite master it, you know? And if I have now, it's come way late for me, you know? Tim Pool mastered it. You know, Joe Rogan mastered it. He mastered social media. I don't know how he did it, because him and I, we cover the same types of topics. We do kind of the same types of things. And yet, my content is just invisible to my viewers. You know? Yeah, I'm an addict. What can I say? But you want to know why I know that Facebook isn't really an addiction like other addictions that I have? Because when it went off today, I didn't miss it. Now, I don't use it, but when I stopped using it, I didn't miss it either. And I asked my audience if any of them felt some kind of, you know, withdrawal symptoms from not having Facebook on today, and nobody did. Nobody missed it. Nobody's addicted to it. That whole narrative is a joke. The whole tobacco thing's a joke. If you want to liken this guy to a tobacco executive, absolutely. But you want to liken cigarettes to social media. Using social media doesn't give you lung cancer and kill you. You know?
Of course we don't. We want to bear down on it. We're never going to eliminate it. I'm never going to promise to you, Brian, that there won't be a teenager who is dealing with other issues in their lives who won't have a good experience on social media. We can minimize it, but not eliminate it, and that's what we do. That's why we commission the research, and we've always been very open about it.
Right now, a top Facebook executive is getting grilled on Capitol Hill.
Grilled on Capitol Hill. We already covered this earlier. Let's turn that off. Grilled on Capitol Hill. I got that down, don't I? Oh, get off my screen, lady. on Capitol Hill. They're grilling on Capitol Hill. Wow, we're grilling tonight. Did I eat dinner tonight? What did I eat? Oh, I think I missed it, didn't I? Never ate dinner. Fine, guess that's fine. Do that. Yeah, guess I did, didn't I? Dummy dum dum. Listen, guys, I've had a good show. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I want to see you guys tomorrow morning, if you can make it, and if not, tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, or the next day, 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 or the next day. I'll probably be here. Probably. Alright? Alright. Yeah, I probably won't be broadcasting from the mountain because I tried that and it didn't work. I couldn't get a signal for some reason. Tried the laptop, hotspot, tried to broadcast from the phone, none of it would connect. Tried different services. Oh, it was a disaster. You guys have a great night. I will see you in the morning. Love you guys. Yeah. Too bad it didn't work. Bye, y'all. I'm going to keep it open. Wow. Abraham, Dave C. Enoch. There's a few hashtag keep it opens, man. You guys are crazy. Do you guys tell me to check my coffee? I still got coffee left. Psst. Nobody remembered to tell me to check my coffee. Like a cappuccino. Shut up, you're no good. It's a little bit. A very little bit. Confetti. Like confetti, but confetti. It's C-O-V Theffy. Cov Theffy. No, dude, I'm good on the smoking. I'm fine. I've smoked plenty tonight, man. My voice, my throat, I need to take it easy. Get that back. I might be hoarse for a couple days after screaming like I did earlier today. God, hearing that Facebook executive say we have to determine what's right and wrong and amplify the good and mitigate the bad. I lost my shit, man. That shit is unacceptable. How dare they? How dare you? How dare you? Oh, nice. Nice, Dom. The triage oil does wonders for you, man. It's great. The earlier show? Yeah, I know. I'm throwing my voice out, man. You know? I'm throwing my voice out. Can you put triage oil on an open wound? Yes, you can. Yeah, sorry, it took me so long to... Yeah, put it right on an open wound, absolutely. Freaking help me, man, when I had an open wound. Punctured my hand with a screwdriver. I put that oil on there, man. I got right back to work. The pain was gone. Oh, right in my fucking hand, man. I think I put a post on Instagram. Right? Alright, you guys. I will see you in the morning. You guys take care. Enjoy your nights. We had more coffee, but now the coffee is gone. Alright, y'all. Take care. Love y'all. Bye, everybody. Good night. Bye. Peace. Love y'all. Can't believe the freaking show numbers tonight, man. It was freaking crazy. Nice to have the main channel back up. Alright, guys. Bye.